don't be mad, but I'm a little bit of a racist.
Oh, really? You're a racist?
Yep.
No, you're not.
What?
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm a huge racist.
No, you're not.
I am. I'm racist every day. All the time.
Well, call me the N-word.
What? Why?
Call me the N-word.
I would. I would call you that so many times.
If you are a racist, then call me the N-word.
I hate your black face.
That's not what I said. Look, man, I don't want any racists on my jury either. So if you are one, just call me the N-word and you can go.
Okay, well... well, you, good sir, certainly are one.
What am I one of?
You know.
Why don't you go back and fill out your forms?
I hate your black curly hair.
Are you trying to say that you hate my nappy hair?
Yes.
Huh. Well, that is a little bit racist. Why don't you tell me some more?
I love slaves.
You love slaves.
I love slavery.
And what is it exactly that you love about slavery?
I think it's awesome that you people, not you people, yes, you people have to work for free all the time.
Listen, man, I don't have time for this. So you have 5 seconds to either call me the N-word and you can go, or sit back down and finish filling out your forms, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2...
Okay, all right. Fine. You are a... If the trial goes more than 1 day, do we each get our own hotel room?
No, you share rooms.
It's fine.
All right. This is kind of an interesting one. And as you may have guessed from the thumbnail/intro, the N-word is heavily concerned in this one. It's kind of one of those scenarios where it's a bit strange. I tend to think that I can see it from multiple angles, where generally speaking, words are meant to communicate ideas or intent or whatever, right? So there is a world in which a black person might say the N-word and mean it as a slur, and there's also a world in which a white person could say it and have no malintent behind it. The notion of defining a word by the person who says it is a little bit strange on the face of it, but on the other hand, we as society do tend to define words writ large, and a part of that is context and or racial dynamics. So the notion of a person coming in and saying, oh, I know you guys use the word to mean that, but when I say the word, like, okay, you're not Martin Luther. Like, if you fancy yourself a moral reformist or some sort of creative mind, come up with a new word. Don't try to, like, subvert language or whatever. Like, I don't know. In any case, this guy seems like a prize-winning jackass, so let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Point, Laugh, and Study. Today, we are covering Chud the Builder, aka the prize-winning jackass, yeah. This is a video by Turkey Tom, the racist streamer facing 60 years in prison. So I think we'll skip the middle part here because it feels like it gets kind of samey after a little while and jump to the end. At some point, Nick Fuentes, the voice of reason, comes in and actually has like a remarkably normal take about IRL streaming and doing what this guy does. Because that we might see that one, but let me jump in there at some point. All right, let's get into this.
Every week, the internet churns out a new figure from the industrial.
That one's Jack Doherty. Pretty sure that's the Hawk Tuah girl, and that's Johnny Somali. All insufferable in completely different ways. She's just cringe. That guy's annoying. This guy is kind of annoying the same way, but he's also kind of racist. I think he's in prison in the Philippines or something right now. But he went to Japan. It was like just calling people whatever. Remember what's that? Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Is Nagasaki the other one that got blown up? He was saying some very hurtful things. I believe at one point someone did actually call him the N-word, but yeah. I think in his case, there are people who would say it was justified because he kind of started it there.
Industrial sludge of TikTok, Twitter.
One thing I wanted to kind of add to the end of what I was saying before this, I kind of accept also that, like, yes, we as a society have, like, this is what certain words mean, but there's also kind of local dialects, for lack of a better word, like something more parochial. I was wanting to use that word. But something that's more localized, and you could imagine with your family or friends or something, you might have your own kind of in-group way of talking to each other, and I can see that as being a thing as well, but, you know. Anyways.
And Instagram, who goes viral for being annoying or strange. Daniel Larson went viral for dine and dashing. Clavicular went viral for bone smashing. Now, there's Chud the Builder.
They chimping out!
Chud the Builder.
They chimping out!
He went viral for hundreds of clips.
See, this guy just seems like an ignorant racist. No one wants to be an ignorant racist. You want to be an informed racist. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like he's the type of person who looked at someone who was actually racist and thought, this is what racist people act like, and therefore I should act like this to get views. I don't know if I think he's actually racist. I think he's an opportunist, which is kind of depressing in a whole other way, but I don't know if he actually has the... Yeah.
Like this one, receiving praise from those who see him as a free speech warrior and hatred from others who call him a grifting bigot. As his
free speech
notoriety grew, so did the repercussions to his personal.
I'm just saying free speech. Well, technically free speech does entail pissing people off, but I think most people would just say you're kind of a tool. Yes, technically, I would support his right to say the stuff he says. It's kind of like a scenario in which, like, a person who robs a bank goes out to their car and gets mugged and shot on the way to their car. Like, yeah, technically arrest them both. They both did bad things, but there were no humans harmed in the committing of this crime. I guess so that's kind of the idea. Yeah.
Life. From multiple platform bans and arrests to confrontations with his enemies.
You're chimping out! You're the chimp, monkey! Look at this, I got his hat right here!
It all culminated in...
When did chimping out become a thing? Because, I don't remember when that really came into vogue. I never used fire. Oh, that's so fire. Hated that one. 6 seconds. Yeah, 6-7 is just stupid. But, I don't even think that doesn't even really mean anything. I think people just say it because... I don't know why, because they're idiots. Probably. It's kind of interesting how some, like, phrases come along and stick around. It's probably because they actually feel like a necessity or a void in where there was no other previous word for that thing. But, yeah. There's also...
shooting someone who allegedly assaulted him and a state charge for attempted murder. But Chud doesn't...
It does come up at the end of this thing.
...exist in a vacuum.
I think he had gotten involved in some crimes, and then he had gotten out while he was still... I'm assuming he was still on parole or something. He got involved in another crime. For sure.
While he may have only come on your radar in the past few months, he's had a long history both on
just want to point out he kind of looks like a butch lesbian.
And offline.
There. They can't really unsee it. But it might just be baby fat or something like that. Or actually, I take it back. I think he literally just was chubby.
Today, I'll examine his past to see how we got from this to this.
I was ready to chimp out.
We got 18 rounds for you. We ain't got nothing else.
He will often go up to black people and call them, what was deemed to be like the worst thing possible.
Somebody get him a banana. He's
Tripping out.
You want to go call black people the N-word to their face. That's your God-given right or something.
Get his license plate.
I really don't like that approach of antagonizing people in public. I just don't.
But everything is about to get much worse for Chud.
Deputies say Dalton Etherly was involved in a fight leading to gunfire.
I support freedom of speech.
I'm being persecuted for a law that
It's just...
Was involved in a fight leading to gunfire.
I support freedom.
I was thinking, with regards to these type of, interviews like this. I'm thinking it was this last week or something. I was watching a video where I don't know if I was watching a video. I was watching someone somewhere interview one of the people who they were talking about, that dude who had stabbed a kid at a track meet or whatever, the Metcalf kid, I believe. And it was a black lady who was literally saying, they were asking her, what would you do if it was proven that he had done it unjustifiably, or that he was proved to be a murderer or something? Oh, no, we stand up for our own. They stand up for their own. We're not going to stop we got to stand up. It occurs to me, how many people did you have to interview before you found this gem of a human being who was willing to say the thing you wanted them to say? Yeah, it just feels...
Freedom of speech.
I'm being persecuted for a law that does not exist.
It feels staged to some extent. Well, it might just be that there's a selection bias for... No, it feels like they're looking for the people who would say the most crazy shit, and then they give those people a voice. Give the crazies a voice. It's a brave new world.
Chud, you're beyond cooked at this point.
Faces attempted murder and other charges. Prosecutors argued that Etherly built an online following by provoking confrontations in public.
I love Chud.
Chud has reached new levels of desperation.
I hate this guy so bad.
Chud's latest arrest is just that.
I'm not for sure if he's going to keep doing the interest, but I kind of like that one. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat.
If you were to visit the Montgomery County online record system and search for his real name, Dalton Levi Etherly, you'll quickly find a sizable rap sheet. The earliest thing I could find is a simple drug possession case from 2015, which I believe to be a match for this mugshot. Look at this chummy guy. I bet he'd never call strangers the N-word. It's also worth noting that Chud turned 18 a few months prior to this offense, so it's not like he was running out on a family of 5 to smoke crack. He was just a kid. Adding to my point that this was a small, immature crime is that given how this incident put him on probation, you can check the details on the court proceedings to find out that Chud had his grandma making some court-related payments for him. I think this is just about the only significant crime of...
Can you remind you at all the dude from Lethal Weapon? Like the new one, not I guess I don't know about the old one. I didn't watch the one with Mel Gibson, Donald Glover. Was it Donald Glover? Danny Glover? Because there's the dude from The Community, and there's the dude from Lethal Weapon, amongst other things. I'm pretty sure both of them, their last name is Glover, but I don't know if they have the same first name or not.
This whole era, since the 4 other pre-2020 entries to his criminal record are 3 instances of speeding or following too closely or driving without a license, and 1 other...
Following too closely is a crime. I didn't know that, actually. Well, you'd probably assume it would be or something, but... I don't know. I guess I'd never thought of it actually being something you could get pulled over for.
Instance of him breaking some financial responsibility law, which also seems to be related to driving. We do have a mugshot attached to the not having a
financial responsibility with regards to how does that even work?
Driver's license case. And there's also one last mugshot that I haven't been able to attach to any specific case, as the charge listed
I just got the best dang chicken tenders. Sorry.
Is tampering with or fabricating
It's like half a smirk there, almost. That's what it looks like.
Fabricating evidence.
It might not be. Maybe I'm just imagining it.
Although it's probably from the same era based on his appearance. After these, there was a noticeable hiatus in his record, and you may think that's because he matured and stopped involving himself in petty crimes. And you would be wrong. He just got fat.
We get out, we get... Never heard of a fat person robbing a bank, have you? Yeah, they don't have the energy. Fat people don't commit crime. Well, I know. They don't commit energetic crimes in any case.
Credit where credit is due, though. By September 2020, he had already lost all the weight, as documented by his grandfather on Facebook. However, one thing that's strange and doesn't follow the pattern of Chud's previous offenses took place in August of 2022, when he was hit with an order of protection, which is basically a restraining order from someone named Heather. It's unknown why this order of protection was petitioned for by Heather, or why the judge granted it, but it was dismissed by March of 2023 when Heather didn't show up to court. The information...
Which does not technically mean he was innocent, it just means it was dismissed. So, either lucky him, or maybe there was some actual reason. Maybe he didn't do anything, I don't know. There's perhaps a number of ways to interpret that.
On the specifics behind this case is just not there, so we really can't assume whether it was warranted or not. Now, in keeping with the theme of trying to protect people's privacy, even if they have some direct connection to Chud, I'm going to refrain from mentioning names or showing any pictures. But, as alluded to by Chud himself,
Wicked Mel. I'm assuming that's supposed to be like a play in Wicked Mel. Not sure. Aircraft controller I messed up can be heard. Sorry. Air Canada jet crashed into an emergency vehicle on LaGuardia Airport runway, killing the pilot and co-pilot. Air traffic controller I messed up can be heard. All right. Not the place where you want to mess up.
I'm going to refrain from mentioning names or showing any pictures, but as alluded to by Chud himself several times later on, at one point he got with a woman, had a child around 2023, and now he doesn't live with either of them. He even mentioned being court-ordered to pay child support to her, as he's now with another woman who he also didn't marry. Based on this information, we can put together that Dalton was a pretty typical guy at some point.
That's just saying blonde because he's a Nazi.
Sure, he got hit with a drug charge, but it was pretty...
Again, I feel like he's kind of faking it for the views.
Minor, and when he was barely an adult. He eventually had a kid and split up with the mom, but once again, this happens all the time. And it's entirely possible he was paying child support before his online fame. But that's about the end of the life of Dalton, and the beginning of his ascension to making Chud history. In January 2025, long before...
Here's the question. Chud, I looked it up at some point. It has something to do with cannibalistic human underground dweller, I think. Is that what it means? Which is weirdly kind of badass. You know, except for the cannibalistic part. It kind of has an intimidating, evocative tone to it. We'll take ownership. I guess I don't know if I would consider myself a Chud or not, but...
Before he had any significant popularity, there were several Facebook posts in local Clarksville, Tennessee groups talking about him. Dalton, completely unhinged, took advantage of me and my body, and I was terrified. He's racist. He has skinned...
I'm sorry, what exactly does took advantage of me and my body? It feels like it's a strange way of wording it. Like, took advantage of...
wolves in his trailer, aka a literal...
He wasn't a good partner. It feels like that's kind of what it boils down to.
Shack. Bugs everywhere. Cameras inside his house everywhere. I'm scared to even post this because this man is insane. Please steer clear. I have more...
Crappy boyfriend. Got it.
Screenshots as well. This is a pretty serious claim, but however you feel about Dalton given his recent antics, I want to say that this is just an allegation with no credible proof.
He looks like he's either been crying or he's been on drugs in this one. Allegedly. I don't want to get sued or anything here, but...
We can confirm the took advantage of me claim as much as we can confirm that he had skinned wolves and had bugs in his shack, which is to say...
Okay, skinned wolves would be badass, just saying.
We really can't confirm either.
Wolves and coyotes are, I think, they're probably one of the things more responsible for the death of deer and a lot of stuff. They're good at keeping other populations down, I think.
Of them. But at the end of the day...
Which would actually kill more? But I guess wolves, they're bigger, but coyotes are maybe more prevalent. No, it's kind of like lions. Well, I guess wolves and hyenas wolves and coyotes are probably closer related, but wolves or lions and hyenas might be kind of the same dynamic. I'm not for sure. I wonder if you could interbreed them. A wolf coyote, a coyote wolf, a colf.
This claim doesn't really do justice to what he was actually up to anyway. Another Facebook post, this one from the Idiots in Cars Clarksville group, described something closer to what would become the calling card of Chud's persona. So let's talk.
Here's the thing. It does feel like this is maybe another point against him being like an actual racist. It seems like he goes into his history a little bit. And he's very much in the category of person who is trying to act like a person of, urban extraction, like a white person who's trying to behave ethnically. So the notion that like he just changes overnight, not just his political opinions, but everything kind of about how he dresses, what he's into, it feels a little bit strange, inordinate. Like, you would expect a person maybe to change their beliefs incrementally, but this feels like it was, I guess, I don't know, maybe like over what period of time this became a thing. But you would maybe expect him to retain some of his old interests and or, ideas as well. Like if it was just a purely natural shift.
Talk about this guy. My mom is driving me to school, right? This guy almost sideswiped us. So we went in
Very photogenic, by the way.
a different lane, and he came over and spit on my mom's car, and I asked, "What's your problem?" And he calls me the N-word and held this up. If you try to search for any activity regarding the name Chud the Builder prior to 2025 on any platform,
Pointing the cross at people notwithstanding, he does seem like, I don't know if you were listening to the clips earlier, he does seem like he's kind of a one-note racist, which is another point against, I think, him being an actual racist. Like, you would expect someone who's racist to be more well-versed, to be more creative in their endeavors, but he feels like he just calls people the N-word and says they're chimping out, and that's about it. So, like, I don't know.
you'll find next to nothing. So we can assume that the majority of his early shenanigans were documented on his Instagram account, mostly composed of videos like these.
Chimping out. He's chimping out. What are you gonna do?
You gonna do crackle?
What are you gonna do?
Crackle.
Look at this.
If you're familiar with the way
Grabbing your crotch, you weirdo.
content creators like
I know Chud's being a jackass, but for the love.
Johnny Somali and Jack Doherty operate, this kind of thing should ring some bells. However, what Chud is doing harkens to a much more ancient tradition, the race-baiting pranksters of the early 2010s, where In the Hood was one of the most infamous video title qualifiers right next to Gone Sexual. Who could forget this classic?
What's up, my neighbor? What's up?
What up, man? You say to me?
So what's up?
You can't say that shit on me.
Neighbor, please.
The difference here is
That's a little bit funny.
these older pranks were intended purely for comedic.
That's the other thing. He's not even a funny racist. He's just kind of a one-note racist. Boring and racist. Unforgivable.
Purposes to entertain a neutral audience.
You're on camera, bro. We're shooting a video. I said neighbor. I'm your neighbor.
Chud had a different goal, rage baiting black people in the street to try and get a reaction so that his audience can reaffirm how they see black people generally. Even with Johnny Somali,
I hate the whole... makes me feel old, but I hate the whole, like, something happens, people instead of getting involved just pull out their phone. Like, that's their knee-jerk response now. I guess it's... I wish there was... I'm sure someone's come up with something at this point, like... Well, like, if you could just have a recording device on you or something that you could just tap a button and do that, and then actually do the thing that you're supposed to do as a, responsible citizen. Rather than everyone, like, I'm filming this, like, the whole... I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it.
who crossed similar lines and is now facing some serious legal consequences, the objective
You want to see people get better, but there's something to be said for rejoicing when people can. I think there's no dividend in it for anyone letting dumb people get away with doing dumb stuff. Eventually, it's just not how the world works. Eventually, they're going to get theirs, and it might be in a way that's a lot worse than the police getting a hold of them. So I tend to think you might be doing them a service as well.
Objective was simply clip farming, not making some point about the people he publicly harassed.
Go to Johnny's Fair, we're gonna have a good time.
Whoa!
For Chud, the
I'm pretty sure Johnny Somali was in Japan, and apparently those people don't play. There were dudes like chasing him around. There might have been one dude who either Johnny Somali's friend had some sort of fake sword or some crap like that, and I don't know. You'd have to look it up, but it is it's very exhilarating.
The objective is precisely to elicit the kind of reaction that his community can further politicize. So he began walking around armed or with a mace, usually asking his more reactive targets to do something about it.
Do something about it. He's chimping out. Look at him chimping out.
But before his content could even hit the mainstream and find its home on right-wing Twitter, the only people it made its way to were his haters. A Twitter user named NoCapRich was spreading around an image of an old Facebook post. This came from some kind of underground rapper or online personality called Lalo Tarantino, and he said this: "What's effing me up about this Dalton situation is for years, dude was my biggest fan. Used to listen to my music, buy clothes from me, trying to talk black and use slang, even defending black people." The attached image...
This is kind of it. The fact that he, I don't know over, what period of time this took place, but it feels like the notion that he would go from that to this, just kind of ubiquitously. Everything about him just shifts to this thing. You'd expect him to retain some of his old characteristics or interests, but, this is cookie cutter, right-wing grifter type crap. That's what it seems like. Is all the right talking points.
Just show Chud's Instagram account, which originally had its bio say that he was a free speech patriot, followed by him indicating he was an Orthodox Christian and the owner of a company called DLE Contracting. It appears that the Facebook page for DLE Contracting is still up as of me making this video. So if you're in Tennessee and you'd like to have Chud do some grout work at your place, he's open for business. Interestingly enough,
Sorry, I'm just remembering that weird L. Yankovic song. I'm so handy. You already know. I'll fix your when your toilets overflow.
he even tried to make this...
It's been a while. I should listen to the guy's songs again one of these days. What's Arrogant Worms? That was another one that was really funny. There's kind of a whole maybe genre of people who just do comedy songs.
His business somewhat branded with his usual shtick, with the bio for it saying it was a white-owned business, and
represent.
One of its posts cracking some joke about the hard R. Lalo's image is followed by screenshots of DMs from July 2019 with Dalton's account, with Chud replying to Lalo's stories saying, "Lamau, this got me vibing. What you doing around noon? I'ma hit you up. God damn it, Lalo. Beans, my new MF anthem, cuz. This hard. I ain't even know you put..."
At the time of hearing this type of stuff in movies, you're kind of like, oh, that's cringe. But, there is something to the... I guess I'm not into cringe humor, so maybe that's why I would have found it cringe back in the day when they had it in movies. But it is kind of funny to maybe hear it now and then. It is kind of an interesting genre of comedy, people trying to act ethnic.
This out. Lamau slapped him with the I-24 reference, cut me. Ain't nobody making music for the doughboys out here anymore. We need this stuff. Let me know if you want some real players to rep your stuff early before release or some. Lol. Bro, still trying to get this last little 10 pounds or so off before...
It's kind of right up there with... Maybe that part's less annoying. The notion of people, when they have a whole sentence of completely normal English, and then they just say the one word in a completely different accent. Probably Spanish would be the greatest example of this, where they just kind of accent one word in an aggressively foreign speech. I went to Mexico or something like that. But that's the tone I was thinking of.
I buy some shirts. I think I may need a small now. Appreciate you, homie. Lamau, hey man, I respect your hustle for real. Plus, this shirt smell good. I don't know what detergent you use, but damn, put me on. One day, that's going to be an old Beamer pulling out with you sitting driver's seat. Keep up the grind, fam. The most ironic part about all of this is that one of the screenshots of this post shows Chud complaining about the use of the N-word. Of all things he could complain about. Literally had a come in my DMs just now and try comparing the word hard with the N-word. Effed me up, as if they were even close to the same. One is rooted in honest linguistic usage. One is rooted in pure hate and dehumanization of an entire race of people. MFs are delusional. Aren't all words rooted in linguistic usage? Whatever that really means, I think Chud was just yapping to impress this guy for whatever reason. We can even add this to the lore by checking the comments, where we can find another gentleman of African American persuasion saying, "Me and bro used to run it up together. I don't know where this came from.
She knows what she's in for or not.
For real. He used to be my dog." Someone else said, "I met Dalton in elementary school, but he used to stay in Greenwood. He was never like this, and I can say he was always a cool white dude. I never saw this happening." In one particularly odd comment, Chud is accused of being a cuck and a creeper, but these baseless accusations are mixed in with some true things about him being fat, living with his grandma, and having joint custody of his child with his ex-girlfriend. Attached to the post is a seemingly real image of Chud being arrested, but while the comment accuses him of stalking minors, the restraining order he got in 2022, as far as I can tell, didn't involve any minors, but instead a woman that was of age. If I were to guess, this is someone who...
That's the problem. Like, it's one of those things where people can make a lot of accusations. I tend to think, like, I would prefer there be something more substantial than just like, "Oh, trust me, bro," or whatever. Like anonymous, like, yeah, I don't know. Takes almost no effort whatsoever, and he is a very well-hated character, so the idea that people could come out with stuff, even in quantity, it's not necessarily hyper-indicative in my mind that there was actually something going on of that sort.
Does have some extra information on Chud, but is exaggerating it because they have a bone to pick with him given recent events. This same person's Facebook shows them sharing videos of black Israelites, meaning black people who think that they're the real
You look like a jackass.
Jews of the Bible. And here they have some white guy kneeling before them and asking
From the show The Community, I think there's one where they give Pierce robes or something, and a cookie wand, or it just reminds me of that. It's like this guy should be LARPing at a Renaissance fair somewhere.
For forgiveness for his ancestors' sins.
All the way down.
Kneeling before black people who think that
that guy belongs at a Renaissance fair.
They're the real Jews of the Bible. And here they have some white guy kneeling before them and asking for forgiveness for his ancestors' sins.
All the way down. Now, we're almost there. There's one last step.
How did the whole thing of like black Israelites, how did that originate? Like, I know at one point, like, Moses married Zipporah, right? And she was from Africa. Jethro, I think, was involved with the development of the Jewish judgment system, or the system of judges, where, like, I think that the people would elect certain judges, and then they would go kind of in a pyramid thing with, you know, Moses only handling the most important of cases. So, you know, it's not a bad system, but as far as, like, them being the actual Israelites, how in the hairy did that happen? I should look that up. I might do a history segment on that.
Because our people are the most compassionate.
So you can sort of guess what kind of goofballs come out of the woodwork on these subjects. But before I go any further, let me just ruin the flow of this whole video to say that I have new merch.
We have a few different designs available right now. There's the long sleeve, my personal favorite. There's also a short sleeve. Short sleeve is more of a gym.
You know, I thought that when I watched this before, I thought literally his hair was dyed. I don't think it is. I think it's just a light. Like, that was my initial thought was, oh, he dyed his hair white, and now he looks like an Apple CEO. You can maybe actually pull it off. Just saying.
Shirt. This one I just wear on Grindr, meet men. I twerk wearing this shirt to meet men on Grindr. I'm gay. My merch designer, SB, put a lot of time.
I don't know if he's actually gay, but I'm pretty sure that was a joke.
time and effort into these designs, and he did a really, really good job.
The white shirt has a Plague Doctor Victorian theme, which is all original. None of it is AI. And the
I kind of like the Plague Doctor look. I don't know if I'd buy this shirt.
white shirt has a Plague Doctor.
Okay, here's the question. How did this is another thing I should look up sometime. Why did the Plague Doctors have this type of beak thing going on? Was that just like like an air filter or something like that? Life by 1,000 Cuts. It's very goth emo.
I'm very confident and comfortable in saying that we definitely achieved that.
It's clothes you can wear out in the town with your friends, with your boys. You don't have to explain to people that you have autism.
The shirts are on pre-order right now.
You know that they literally just have like, I think in some cities in like third world countries, they literally just have dog packs running around, like packs of wild dogs. Maybe that's just my bigoted, monochromatic worldview, but I'm pretty sure that would be a thing.
Now, and it's going to be open until once the pre-order's over, up, and they look very snazzy, very clean, very fly. We also have some beanies in stock right now. They're not on pre-order. We just have those in stock. So if you want something now, you can get those.
You might be asking where he's going. He just saw the shirt. He wants to buy it. Where does he have to go to get it? It's turkeytom.shop. That's where he's headed to right now. So anyway, turkeytom.shop. I have no money. You have to buy the merch.
Okay, so I'm not sure exactly why. I think he's in India. At some point, he was in India. I don't know if that has to do with someone else's channel. I think he was maybe going to go with another YouTuber called Brandon Buckingham, who recently got sick. I think he's all better now-ish. But, yeah, I think that's why he was in India. I'm not sure if he's actually going to do some content from there or something, or what.
I can't leave India. Goodbye.
One thing is for sure, though. Chud's wiggerness was not limited to just whenever he talked to a black person. He was a full-time, devoted wigger. All the way back in 2014, when he was 17 years old, his account tweeted out a picture of cops with the caption, "Got a N-word sweatin', #pigs, #F the police." Given that he got arrested and charged with illegal possession a year after the
I don't trust this one. He has his hat sideways. Straightforward or nothing at all, unless you're a mechanic, in which case you can wear it backwards. But that's it.
these cops were presumably looking for him. It's also interesting that
Probably in a gang.
underneath this post, he's talking about celebrating Boosie's freedom, in reference to rapper Lil Boosie being released from prison at that time. Other recovered tweets of his from this period include, but are not limited to, "Y'all about to see me come back to Central looking like a rich N-word. Ya boy getting money now. Afro Man is on point right now. All my black friends would cry if they sneakers got dirty. I'm turning the F up tonight.
Got that dank stocked."
As a means of making fun of him,
If you don't know, dank, I believe, is in reference to weed or something like that. I believe, yeah, devil's lettuce or whatever the crap. So he's talking about weed. He's getting high off the weird crap. All right. Where did I want to jump to here? What is this guy wearing a bandana? Why is Clavicular wearing a bandana? Please don't tell me he's going that way.
content creator. The worst part is that Chud tries to act like
that would actually be kind of funny to hear Clavicular try to talk like a black person.
he's been looks maxing since
Break out the ebonics. Come on, man. You can do it.
before it was cool, and specifically claimed he's been saying Mog since way before Clav, when the earliest instance of him doing it online comes from just a few weeks prior to this. If I'm posting shirtless pictures online to try and own people on Twitter when I'm almost 30, I hereby give you guys permission to take me out. While their on-stream engagement didn't yield much of interest, given they just bickered a lot about who was Nick Fuentes' favorite, their tweets at each other are pretty funny. After Chud tries to make fun of Beardson's follower count, Beardson replied saying this: "Maybe I should e-beg for 100K because my family is in danger," then proceed to go.
So that's like, on some level, he might act like Chud the Builder might actually care about his family. I think he was saying something to the effect. Well, at some point in here, he might have been talking about his wife trying to change his son's last name because she didn't want him associated or some crap. She was afraid or something. So again, on some level, he might care about his family, but the fact that he goes online and does this stuff, I'm loath to believe him just on his word alone. It feels like everything else he does is kind of a little bit staged or for the camera, so it's one of those things where trust is... It's maybe hard just to take him seriously. It's hard to take these types of people seriously. And yes, I do mean these people.
Scream the N-word outside. You can't even take your family out to dinner because you're banned from everywhere for being a low impulse control idiot. Chud then tried to say he had already been banned and canceled before he was an online personality, which again, I haven't really been able to verify. They both go on to call each other cucks and Jewish, and then Chud makes his own thread.
Again, this is just like cookie cutter, like talking points for whatever political thing, I guess, the right, or I don't know. The right people, or the Groypers, don't like Jews, which is kind of now aligning with some of the people on the left, so I don't know, whatever. Horseshoe theory is real, people.
To talk about their interaction. He also allegedly doxed Beardson's address in a threatening manner, which he simply addressed by saying, "The Beta Groypers and the Chimps have teamed up against Chud." Dude, we are so cooked. I deleted the tweet because I don't want to come across as the gnome bully. I just want to see the chats and meet my favorite streamer IRL. But all throughout this beef, Chud always made sure to make more mild statements when it came to Nick Fuentes himself, most likely because he was still hoping to be taken under his wing. But for the time being, this didn't happen, so he got back to his business of calling people the N-word in parking lots. And make no mistake, business was booming.
Ooh, ah, ah. Ooh, ah, ah. I don't want to. Ooh, ah, ah.
He also continued the age-old tradition of infighting with
very clever
people in the same.
Was it the other guy saying ooh? I'm assuming it was Chud, and the other guy was yelling back, but you couldn't really hear the other guy.
Same community, like in this interaction where this guy says, "Stop gaslighting yourself, spiritual Jew." And then
It's getting like advanced crap.
Chud says, "Can't wait to beat the out of one of you." Saint Nicholas moment. This is literally the meme. This is the meme. He's doing the meme. Then in early March of 2026, Chud was scheduled to appear in
Well, technically kind of parallel a little bit. Do you guys ever watch a video about there's this kind of parody of people who really don't like, it's like a racist dwarf sketch or something like that. It's very funny. We're worth a look if you ever get a chance.
Court for one of his past charges, only for his public defender to not
It's like bigoted, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. You could probably look up racist dwarf video or sketch or something and find it.
Show up, and his phone and meta glasses to be seized as he entered the court, which he claims was unconstitutional. Although the charges he was going there for were related to his antics from the previous year, in the same month, he announced that the judge ruled in court that his GiveSendGo earnings reflect his consistent ability to make $40,000 every 3 months or so.
Feels like a little bit of a stretch.
And that his child support payments would be set based on that. Yet another total void
victory
in this cursed fallen world. On stream, he added some more context.
I was ready to chimp out. I said, "Judge, I'm going to appeal that. We're going to be appealing that, dude. The police, bro." Like, literally, I'm going back full.
Yeah, this is like this is the weirdest timeline ever. We live in the strangest timeline. It's like far-right person hates the police. I don't know.
Wigger, I'm on child support now. The state even fought for me, bro. It was like, well, as a...
So maybe he still is kind of in the category where he would consider himself, I don't know.
The defendant has stated, you know, he's not making that.
I was just thinking, I don't know if he was calling himself a wigger there, or maybe he said the other one. I'm not sure.
Consistently has not made that consistently. You can't even argue that I have in the past. The judge literally says, no, we're going to make it higher than that.
After being racially demoted for owing child support to his baby mama, Chud repented from his racist ways and
check and mate racist.
Decided to show some love for the other ethnicities. Specifically by forgiving the Japanese for Pearl Harbor.
Word to the wise. Remember Pearl Harbor.
Fortunately for him, rage bait streaming was alive and well, and April held even more controversy.
That's a nice car. I remember in a Forza 5 that was kind of one of my favorites. You could set up with a pretty nice. Well, you know what actually irks me? Complete tangent. But in Forza Horizon 5, I was playing with this car, and I got one loadout on it that I really liked. I'm not for sure if I ever found it again. Like one thing where I don't know if I just hadn't jacked up the performance all the way, The thing could like break and corner like no one's business. Yeah, again, really cool car.
For him to farm notoriety off of. Yet another clip of his went viral. And funnily enough, in this same gas station where he was calling this black dude the N-word, he was approached by several black queens who had a surprisingly positive
That one's covering her face.
reaction to him.
Y'all f with me?
Yes.
How old are y'all?
Grown as don't worry.
Y'all are grown. All right, cool. That's all.
Okay. Here's a question. Once they say that they like him, he turns the camera off them? That seems a bit bizarre. Feels like every other time he's keeping them in the background, but these ones like him, he takes the camera off them. Like he's not showing their faces right now.
Man, I just gotta make sure for the stream. These people are crazy. Y'all got my back?
We got your back. We got your back.
Damn, dude.
His streams from this period just got more and more viewership, so it's not surprising that he eventually ended up on the radar of Aiden Ross. Aiden used to be one of the biggest streamers in the world, and in some ways he still is, just not to the same degree. This is partially because he rode the wave of the online right wing exploding in popularity in the past few years, pushing him squarely outside of the mainstream streamer world and more into the area of deplatform political commentators like Nick Fuentes. And it's also because Aiden really likes string.
I think he streams on Kick now, not Twitch. I don't know how well he's doing over there, but you know, I think a whole bunch of those guys got like contracts, and it's like Twitch is kind of a gambling platform, or no, Kick is kind of a gambling platform, which I don't like. But you know, competitive markets are generally pretty good. So, you know, keeps the companies trying to be better, I guess.
Lean, and well, when you drink lean, you typically don't stream that much. So once Chud and Aiden were streaming side by side on Kick, it's not a shocker that they crossed paths.
Let's chimp out. You want to get maced right now or what?
Yo, bro. Yo, I'm gonna be honest though, bro. Like, dude, like, that's, bro, how the like, did they fight him?
Unfortunately for Dalton, he was suspended on the 25th of April and subsequently permabanned from Kick due to his on-stream.
Which is very hard to do. Just FYI. It's very hard to get banned off of Kick. Almost never do. All right.
Activity. This is kind of a big accomplishment, to be honest. Kick is known for having relaxed moderation.
For a second there, I thought he had a man bun, but it's just stuff coming out the back of his hat.
So you just gotta give the guy some props for being crazy enough to get banned there. This was followed by the old
ankle monitor.
Facebook allegations resurfacing once again, but there was never any more information added. He wasn't really able to capitalize on the clout and engagement during this time because he was rebuilding his presence over on Rumble, Pump Fun, and other obscure platforms. So he went back to posting himself on Twitter trying to look cute, which actually succeeded in attracting more love from the black community.
Y'all believe in freedom of speech?
I mean, I believe in freedom of speech. You know what?
Yeah, so you're real. Yeah, see, y'all are Americans. Y'all never heard the guys saying, oh, look at these guys chimping out. They're chimping out.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, despite the inevitable force of attraction uniting Chud with these wonderful ladies, his bread and butter required.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at here. Is it just a thing to pick up the whatchamathingies? What is this?
Him to keep his clip farm crusade churning. On the 3rd of May 2026, things immediately got super hectic once again as he started going around the streets of Tennessee offering homeless people money in exchange for the N-word pass.
Come on, get some burgers. But we got to make sure you believe in free speech first.
No, that's not money exactly, but hey, same thing.
You got to, come on, if you believe in free speech, it's free speech. You don't believe in it?
Things were going pretty well until an incident took place in which he claimed that a woman followed him back to his truck, vandalized his vehicle, exposed herself to him, and then assaulted him.
Okay, hold on. What are we talking about? The pronouns are wrong here. Followed me back to my truck, vandalized my vehicle, exposed himself sexually in public, and then the mud shark assaulted me. I didn't even know that was a thing, so that's creative on his part, I suppose. No arrests made yet. So this was a dude or a woman?
I did find some footage of some dudes threatening and seemingly succeeding in tampering with his truck while trying to come up behind him, as well as a woman assaulting him, which resulted in them getting maced.
Hey, get away from my
Go ahead, pee on that shit. Go ahead, pee on that shit.
You're peeing? Look at him live. Look at him live. He's pissing.
So I have to cut up a lot of this footage because it contains a lot of slurs and sometimes people getting assaulted. But essentially, these guys are messing with Chud's truck. He keeps encouraging them to keep going. He says, you know, you're going to get arrested if you do that. You're being dumb.
Okay. Do you see the hypocrisy here? It's like, oh, he is a provocateur by trade. And then he's like, you're going to get arrested. It's kind of this weird dynamic of, I don't know, almost cry-bully type crap. And he would probably say that, oh no, I'm just saying words. They're actually doing, like, believe it or not, words can hurt. It's not just sticks and stones. Like, so, I'm not saying, like, I would say most people would say there's a degree of tit for tat going on in some of these scenarios that is not entirely unwarranted, even if it's not exactly the I don't know.
Eventually, some of them get a little more aggressive, but he has his mace on him, and so he's able to spray them down a little bit with that.
Touch my truck again.
Ooh, boy, I swear to God, bro.
Come on over here. Come on over here.
You better not hit him. You better not hit him.
We're just getting your face on the live. Y'all going to jail. Citizen arrest. You're on the ground right now. Get on the ground.
Again, like, coming from him, it's like, you're going to jail. Like, it feels like weirdly kind of petulant. And it feels incongruous with everything else he's doing.
Get on the ground. Y'all going to jail tonight. Did you just hit me?
I will try me.
And here at this point, after this girl hits Chud, he maces her in the face, and then she starts.
Just for the record, IRL streamers, it feels like in general, are kind of a bane on our existence.
Crying.
Come on. Y'all going to jail.
These clips got millions of views on Twitter, and of course, plenty of controversy followed. Although the clip ends with Chud being arrested, I don't think he really got charged with anything, and he wasn't held for any long period of time. What it did do is instantly catapult Chud back to the forefront of discourse, and unsurprisingly, he ended up being discussed on Nick Fuentes' stream, although not in the way he was hoping.
The issue is, like...
This is actually a surprisingly, not terrible take from Nick Fuentes.
The stuff that they're doing is just, to me, it's not nice. I don't believe in that, okay? It's one thing.
Okay. It's also perhaps incongruous for him to say not nice, but it's also, I think, correct.
To be vicious to the people in the arena. I really don't like that approach of antagonizing people in public. I just don't. I just don't like that in general. Not even just for politics, but I think that people have enough on their plate. You don't know what people are going through.
Some people found it surprising that Nick was unwilling.
All right, you know what? We'll let Nick Fuentes have the last word in this section. Do I want to go to the next part? I don't know, summarizing, he got involved in the dude. I believe the guy attacked him, former military veteran. No, we'll go into the last part. We'll skip into the last part here.
May 2026, Chud finally was unceremoniously cut short. On the 13th of May 2026, Chud finally found what he had been looking for. Since December of 2025, he'd been tweeting out things like, "The day one of you make me take your life is the day the white man takes this country back. When I inevitably shoot one of you animals for threatening an American's life for solely exercising his constitutional freedoms, you people..."
For solely exercising his constitutional freedoms. By which you mean actively trying to piss people off, actively provoking people. Just clarify, that's what you're saying. You're painting it as though there's no kind of malice behind this. You're just the innocent little rose living your life, and other people are attacking you for just doing. Yeah, I don't know.
People love seeing each other die. He even said things like this while on stream.
Chud the Builder, known for starting and harassing people. Starting things and instigating and harassing people, shoots and kills a black man. That's what it's going to say all over the headlines. They're going to say, he was an innocent boy, he didn't do nothing. Pull up, as soon as I see you, bro, shooting your brains out. I'm not sparing another one, because I did it last time. That guy walking up with a gun drawn.
Hey, Big Mouth. Just saying, this maybe could be taken as almost borderline premeditation or some crap. I feel like that case could almost be made-ish.
Should have blew his brains out that night. Live on Kick.
Well, Chud practically spoke this into existence, as in this latest incident, he actually...
I take that back. I don't know, but that just feels a little bit sus.
ended up shooting someone. As far as I understand, there's no clear footage of the whole thing going down, but there is some audio.
Get him off of me! Get him off of me! Get off the ground! I didn't do nothing to him.
Sorry, it's not a funny situation. But does anyone see the irony in the fact that he was saying that's what they were going to say? I didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. Right? And now that's what Dalton is saying, I believe. Right?
Get him off of me! Get him off of me! Get off the ground! I didn't do nothing to him.
And there's also some footage taken from afar of the scuffle between Chud and someone else after it had already begun, but without the lead up. Twitter influencer Lauren Chen claimed that Chud's fiancé alleged there was footage of the incident that's just not released for whatever reason. But in the replies, someone else who said they watched it go down live broke it down.
Okay, hold on. Black dude was sitting here, his lady was standing. After the first conversation with the dude, Chud walks here and talks to the chat. He's telling the chat what the dude said. Black dude and his girl were looking at Chud as he walks up. Chud talks to the streamer, sees them looking at him and says, "You like the new suit?" and laughs. The dude talks something about having a bad day. Chud stays here as the black dude yells something. His girl walked away and the black dude walks up to Chud. Chud, something about chimping out. Dude yells something, try me. Chud gets punched by the dude. Camera falls to the floor and immediately 4 or 5 gunshots. Okay. And you have the breakdown, complete with diagram.
As follows. First, Chud walked up to this guy and his girlfriend as they were
I just read this.
We're both at a park bench, and the guy says he was having a bad day. After interacting with his chat for a little bit, Chud walked away, and the guy started yelling something, at which point Chud began doing the chimping out routine. According to this dude, after saying "try me" a few times, the guy punched Chud, initiating the scuffle, which concluded in Chud firing 4 or 5 gunshots. There were plenty of pictures and recordings of the immediate aftermath, as well.
Okay, so he's getting taken away on a gurney. Did he shoot himself accident? Like, I thought I'd heard something about that maybe, but I'm not for sure.
As a video of Chud talking to the cops about it.
Walked past him, he was sitting on the corner. I walked up to him because they were pointing at me. They were laughing, they were pointing at me, and I said, "What's up, guys? How y'all doing?" I said, "Y'all like the new suit?" He said, "Walk away from me." I walked away from him. He came back up to me. He literally said, "I have PTSD. I feel like I'm in." He said, "You start saying all that chimp out shit to me, I'm gonna hit you." He hit me, started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He's still.
At which point, he left out an important part there. He literally started saying the chimp out stuff, if the witness is to be believed. He literally did actually start calling the guy to chimping out, or whatever the crap it was.
Wailing on me.
This is where TikToker Paranormal Chris comes in. He had been closely following Chud's case and shared the papers for his arrest, where it showed that he was being charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon, and employing firearm during dangerous felony, all of which put together could get him a sentence anywhere between 15 and 60 years in prison. Obviously, people rarely get the full sentence. What's much more interesting is the fact that Chud's bond was initially set at $1.2 million. This value was clearly shocking to Dalton himself.
I'm gonna set just a bond right now till we have our bail hearing. Then I'll let you make all the arguments. We can go through all the factors in the statute and see if that gets amended up or down. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to set initial bond at $1.25 million, based upon the fact of how many people were in the courtyard, were here at the courthouse, and the seriousness of all these felonies and his bond status.
One of the Twitter accounts.
So he mentions this. It feels like they were trying to kind of make an example of Chud. That might not bode very well for Chud's chances with regards to the sentencing itself. Or if he's like, okay, we're trying to kind of make an example out of this racist dingaling, they might want to sentence him to something pretty harsh as well. Might not just be the bond. It might not be exclusively relegated to the bond.
That was regularly updating people on Chud's case.
The actual sentencing would probably be more in the realm of judge, jury, and stuff like that. Like I don't know exactly how it would all work. But
case actually went through the average bail amounts for other people who were arrested and charged in the same county, only to find that the closest comparable estimation was a double murder, and even that bond was set at $250,000 cheaper.
See, that does seem like a thing. Like, it's okay, so yes, he assaulted someone, but the notion would be that it was kind of in the moment. I don't know if the attempted murder would actually hold up. I guess I don't like who exactly is prosecuting here, because the notion of like if a guy attacked him, no matter how much he was provoking him, how stupid he was in this scenario, and maybe he overused like lethal force in that scenario, maybe wouldn't have been justified. But still, the guy is alive, and also the guy attacked him first. So technically speaking, I don't know if some of that stuff's gonna hold up
than Chud's. But much crazier than that, the same county had previously given bond amounts over 12 times lower for crimes that are honestly so horrific they shouldn't even be mentioned. So it definitely seemed like they were trying to make an example out of Chud the Builder. He is a public figure after all, and the case has a lot of media attention, not to mention the obvious political angle. A white guy who streams himself calling black people the N-word shoots a black guy. The state was definitely doing its best to keep him behind bars because of how angry people would be if he got out. And the chaos that...
Yeah, that is quite a headline, just in general. George Floyd 2.0 type thing going on. I guess I don't know. In this case, obviously, the guy is still alive, so different, but still.
Followed, someone who is friends with Chud and knew him since middle school commented on the situation. I've been trying my best to spend time with him and talk some sense, but he just won't accept advice. I've known bro since middle school, and it breaks my heart to see him like this. We got back in touch when I moved back home and hung out a few times, and once he started streaming, I told him it wasn't going to end well, and he just wouldn't listen. When he started streaming...
Yeah, it's true, but also perhaps... I'm not going to say it's like a stupid observation. I think it's an observation that many people could have made. Like any number, like it was a question of like when, not if, this was going to happen. Like if we kept doing this type of crap. Feels like. Anyways, that is Chud the Builder. This is the zenith of human achievement. The best of what we have to offer, apparently. Now, video by Turkey Tom, racist streamer, facing 60 years of prison. I thought it was pretty good. Anyways, check that out if you like, and thanks for watching. Okay, bye.